coming.
Okay, we've got some questions coming to us now. Let's
bring
go
it
for
on.
it.
Pat, this first one is from Roger, who says, when I was younger and dumber, I got a tattoo of a marijuana leaf on my forearm. I have mulled over getting it removed or covering it with a non-drug tattoo, but someone said that I shouldn't. They said that I should use it as a witnessing tool to people who think that stuff is cool. What do you think?
I think, what kind of a witnessing tool? You're going around with a cotton picking thing on your shoulder, and you're not going to say, oh, by the way, I've come to Jesus, so I'm not using this anymore. For every person who sees that, you know, or every 100 that see it, there'll be one you'll be able to talk about. Get rid of it. What's next?
This is Jen, who says, I've heard about people experiencing the same things Jesus experienced on his way to the cross, bleeding from hands and feet, blood around the head, actual pain, etc. Are these real experiences, or are they making it up? Is it from God or demonic?
You know, I really don't know. They make a big thing about some girl that's praying and suddenly she has the stigmata and they have bleeding in her hands. I don't know. I mean, it's a profound religious experience. The Catholic Church makes a big deal of it. They're very, very rare, and I can't attribute it. I don't know. I don't know the people. I've never seen anybody have that, but there's no reason that somebody can't have such a religious ecstasy. Something like that could happen in their life, but it could also come from another source, and I cannot say because I don't know.
Okay, this next one is from Norma Pat, who says, I've heard of people who skip a church service every once in a while because they're too tired or their schedule doesn't align with the service time. Is that a problem? Do we have to attend church every week?
You know, what does this have to? It's kind of like, you all don't understand how God works. It isn't a set of rules, and if you break one of the rules, you're going to get kicked out. No. I mean, you can worship God in your home. You know, the family can get together. The Bible says, don't forsake the assembling of yourselves together, but it doesn't say it's got to be on Sunday morning in the First Baptist Church.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, this is Phoebe, who says, what happens to the babies that died in the womb? Do they get to grow up in heaven? Will they recognize their mother? What about aborted children?
I think all of them, if they have a life and they are human beings, they will grow up.
Goes on.
Their life will accelerate to whatever age Jesus was. I think that's the perfect age when he was living on earth. But again, they've got spiritual bodies, and we don't know what we'll be like, because Paul talked about a grain of seed, wheat falling in the ground, dying, and then up comes this beautiful shock of wheat, or head of wheat. So we don't know yet what we're going to look like. But I think, in my opinion, little babies are going to accelerate, and they will be in heaven.
Mm-hmm. Gabriela says, I heard a story of someone who was thanking God for her disease because it's in the Bible. What did she mean?
Well, Paul said, when I'm weak, then I'm strong. I thank God for persecutions, for the things that have happened to me, because then I get closer to Jesus. So I do think that he said, I will fill up in my body what is lacking of the suffering of Christ. That's what the Apostle Paul said. I don't understand all that. But so I think if we do have persecution and we do have trouble, we can thank God for them. We thank God for the good stuff. We thank God for the bad stuff. And I think that's the attitude of the Christian. I praise you, God. I thank you for whatever's happening. But don't ask for disease. I mean, you know, I don't think God puts disease on people.
And I think what we thank him for is what he's going to do through it, right? I mean, it's a different perspective.
You will draw me closer to you, and for that I thank God. But we do not ask for disease. That's masochistic. I don't think that's the way God works.
Okay, this is Charlotte, who says in 2 Thessalonians, it says that God will send a delusion to unbelievers that didn't accept him before the tribulation. So does that mean once the tribulation hits, you cannot be saved? And if so, what's the deal with the 144,000 believers?
Well, the 144,000, you take them away, the Jehovah's Witnesses are really out to get the door. They got a problem. But you know, I mean, that is a symbolic number, 12 times 12,000 kind of thing. And, you know, 12 tribes of Israel, you know, so I don't know what's going to happen during the tribulation. He said he'll send a delusion. I think it'll be very, very difficult once the Antichrist is in charge. Well, Satan has sent a strong delusion to people that they're going to be able to break free from it. And I think now where there's openness, where the gospel is being preached and where there's freedom, now is the day of salvation, and now is the time to come to the Lord. I wouldn't spend time speculating on what might happen 100 years down the road in some tribulation. What I would think now is, how can I occupy while there's time? How can I come to the Lord, and how can I be useful in His kingdom to lead people to Jesus now? It's the now that's important, all right? Thank you for your questions. God bless you. I hope that's answered some questions.
Very good, very good.
Amen.
And you know you can submit your questions to us at cbn.com, so we love to hear from you.
They come off the internet. That's where we get them. And they come right off the internet, so you can log on to cbn.com with your questions. We love to have them.